Hello friends, Kisan is here again and welcome you in this video tutorial. In previous video tutorial we have learnt about the countdown latch. In this video tutorial we are going to learn about another synchronization class in Java 5 that is called CyclicBarrier. So CyclicBarrier is another concurrency utility introduced in Java 5 which is used when a number of threads, also known as parties, want to wait for each other at common point, also known as barrier, before start processing again. It's similar to countdown latch, but instead of calling countdown, each thread calls await, and when last thread calls await, which signals that it has reached the barrier, all threads start processing again. Also known as barrier is broken. You can use CyclicBarrier whenever you want to use countdown latch, but the opposite is not possible because you cannot reuse the latch once the countdown reaches to 0 in the case of countdown latch, right? So here I have already created a project, and with the help of this project I will try to explain you how CyclicBarrier works. So basically I have taken a scenario like let's say you have a cab service provider, and basically cab service provider has a certain condition. Once 4 passengers will reach on the certain barrier or certain point or certain location, then cab service provider will provide the cab. So condition is here until and unless there is no 4 passenger, cab service provider will not provide the cab. So there is condition, once 4 passenger will be arrived at the particular location, then cab service provider provide the cab. That's the condition, right? So here first of all I have created a client program, right? And there you can see here first system.out.println will print the, once we'll run this program, then of course main method will be started, and main method is also a kind of thread. So this will print main has started, right? Now end of the program you can see saying that then here this will print most probably main has finished. Now between this here I have created a CyclicBarrier, and here you can see this CyclicBarrier constructor taking the number of parties. This is also called number of threads or number of parties. So number of parties I have initialized with the 4, right? And we have another class is called passenger thread. So basically this is a thread class. There I have some instance variable like duration and CyclicBarrier, and here I have one constructor which takes duration, CyclicBarrier and passenger name, right? And we are calling the here we have a super constructor call which calls the super class constructor, and that will initialize this thread name. Now in the run method you can see I have given some sleeping time, right? Duration which is coming from the client while creating the object of passenger thread. Here we are passing the duration, CyclicBarrier and John. So basically we have created 8 threads, right, from P1 to P8, and every thread is having some sleeping time or duration time, and same CyclicBarrier object I have passed to the all 8 passenger. And for meaningful output I have given the name of every thread like John, Martin, etc., right? And here after that I have started all 8 threads by calling the start method. Pretty straightforward. Now here if you can see in the run method, right, the run method every thread is sleeping for some duration which is coming from the client itself. Now here printing particular passenger has arrived, right? So passenger name, while creating the thread object, passenger name we are passing, and we are calling the super class constructor. So this will set the thread name, and same thread name we are deriving, that is equivalent to the passenger name. So when any passenger will arrive, then this is printing XYZ passenger arrived. And most important is here calling await method on barrier, CyclicBarrier. So a number of parties will be initialized by the 4 over here, right? So when first passenger will arrive on this particular location, then once await method will be called, then await method will decrement this party. So 4 minus 1 when first passenger will reach, so that will become a 3. Similarly, when second passenger will reach, then this is gonna print that particular passenger is arrived, and again await method will be called on the cyclic barrier, and that is also decrement by 1. So when first passenger will reach, then await method will become 3 because initial value was 4. When second passenger will reach, then await value will be 2. Similarly, when fourth passenger will reach, then await method will become await value will become 0, and after that all 4 passengers will be onboarded into the cab, and saying that 4 passengers have arrived, so cab is going to start, right? So now let's run this application, and let's have a what's the output. Now here you can see, once I have started a main method, right, and saying that main has started and main has finished, right? So once thread got spawned, then there is no use of main thread, so main has started and immediately finished. Now once cyclic barrier will realized on particular barrier or particular location, if 4 passengers like John, Pippa, Martin and Dolly have arrived, so there are 4 passengers have arrived, so saying that 4 passengers have arrived, so cab is gonna start. Again cab service will wait to arrive next 4 passengers, and here you can see Joya, Herman, Brad and Sam have arrived, right? So saying that 4 passengers have arrived, so cab is going to start. So that's the way we are getting output over here, right? So what last thing what I would like to tell you, what is more important is that once the barrier is broken, each thread or party becomes eligible for scheduling, right? By the way, you can use the barrier, you can reuse the barrier even after it's broken. This is where cyclic barrier is different than countdown latch, right? So when you use countdown latch, then what barrier or latch cannot be reusable, but in case of cyclic barrier, your latch will be reusable. That's the major difference between cyclic barrier and countdown latch. I hope you enjoyed learning this video. This code I am going to check in on the GitHub, and GitHub location you may get from the video description part itself. If you really like this video, then please hit on the like button. Please share and subscribe my YouTube channel as well.